Hey guys, BJ here. So today I'm doing an action figure review, but these are custom action figures. And so today I've picked 3 custom Spider-Man action figures to review. Now these are 3 customs that I have done, and so I'll be going through them one by one and telling you how I did it, what I used, and what figures from. So today we're going to start first with Android Spider-Man. This is Android Spider-Man. Now you may recognize this mold, and it is from the different variation of Anti-Venom. So anyways, what I did was I didn't like the figure because it was all white and you lost all these cool details on it and you couldn't really see it. So what I did was, like with all figures, before you customize them, I washed it, I sanded it, and then I used a Dremel tool to sand the joints. That way, after I painted it, I didn't have to deal with the paint chipping off, and I didn't have to worry about losing articulation. So we'll start with the head. The head came from an Iron Man. So what I did was I took an Iron Man, I painted it silver, and I went ahead and painted some fangs where the mouth is. Now this is the Iron Man head from the Guardians of the Galaxy Iron Man. As well as painting the rest of the figure silver, and then I took a small detailed brush and I went along all those little fine lines and painted them blue. And that's just because I love the blue and silver. So you can kind of see here all the little details. And then when it came to the tendrils and the spider logo, it was a flat black. And what I did was I painted it gloss black. The paint I used was a high quality acrylic tester's paint that does not chip and isn't sticky, because I hate it when you feel a figure after painting it and it feels all sticky. I think that's the worst. So anyways, this is Android Spider-Man. A Spider-Man who got severely injured and got his parts replaced with robot parts, making him an android. Having the heart of Peter Parker that loves and cares and worries for others, while having the Spider-Man powers and robot powers, which I thought was a cool little mixture of different things. So anyways, Android Spider-Man. Flip. Alright, next we have Psycho Spider-Man. So this Spider-Man I customized by taking the body of Wild Thing, a saber-tooth look-alike, or miniature, and I painted the whole body white. I did a flat white, as you can see, and with flat white you have to do probably about 5 or 6 coats, especially when painting something orange. It's always better when you're going to customize an action figure to pick the color of the figure that you're going to paint it to make things easier. So again, I washed it, I sanded the joints, but I just had an extra Wild Thing sitting around, so I thought, hey, let's put it to good use. So this Psycho Spider-Man comes with a story. Yes, fan fiction. So, Psycho Spider-Man was original Spider-Man, and when he first got his powers, he got captured by a villain named Hypnotic. Now, Hypnotic is another custom I did, which I can show you in the future. But anyway, so Hypnotic took Spider-Man under his wing and then helped Spider-Man develop his spider sense to where he could use it for things like telekinesis, mind control, and things of that nature. Now, Hypnotic's power was able to pull Peter Parker, Spider-Man, into the Psychosphere, which is another dimension which is all dark. And after he did that, he captured Spider-Man, eventually broke his mind, and then eventually Magneto defeated Hypnotic and took over Psycho Spider-Man. Now Psycho Spider-Man didn't have this gauntlet when he left Hypnotic, but Magneto added the gauntlet and put in these metal rivets so he could have a collar for Psycho Spider-Man, and then Magneto attached the chain, which Spider-Man now uses as a weapon. So anyways, what Magneto did this for was because he wanted a psychic weapon against Professor X. Now, to the customization. What I did was I took the head from Big Time Spider-Man, I took the body from Wild Thing, and then I took the boots, and I took the gloves from Morph. And again, the collar and chain are from Wild Thing. When I customized it, I had to take the collar off and then put it back on. As you can see, it's got the chain right there. And if you don't like the chain can be taken off. And so you might want to super glue it on there if you decide to do a similar custom. But yeah, there's a lot of different options. That's pretty much what it looks like without the chain there. Besides the metallic purple that I used by just mixing red, blue, and silver, I used fine tip Sharpie to do the spider logo. It didn't turn out as great as I wanted, but I still like the result. And I practiced about 20 times before finally accepting the final result, and then I finally put it on the Spider-Man. Now, I could use some minor touch-ups here and there, but the only other thing I haven't mentioned is the belt. Now, this belt I found in my daughter's toy box, and I thought, hey, that would be a cool little addition. Now, the thing I love about using this body mold is that you have the butterfly wing there. And again, I had to sand those to make sure that the paint didn't chip off. Because if anything drives me crazy, it's paint chipping. And so, anyways, as you can see there, everything in good working order. Alright. Alright, Psycho Spider-Man. Now, it's Doctor Strange Spider-Man. Now, this is one I got the idea, obviously, from the comics. Now, this Doctor Strange Spider-Man, I took the Retro Wave Spider-Man. It came with that extra head, and then I had some extra hands from the Mary Jane Spider-Man 2-pack. And so I just threw those extra hands in there, and I bought, I had a Doctor Strange, an extra one, and I just plugged the hands in, popped the head on, and put the cape on. Now, the one thing that is different is the gloves. I don't remember if they were already there, but the gloves are pretty easy to find. There's a lot of gloved action figures out there. And then I threw the magic effects on there, of course. Doctor Strange came with them in this case. Doctor Strange did not have these boots, and I took these boots from Tom Cassidy. Oh yeah, I took the gloves from Tom Cassidy as well. I just had to undo the hinges, take out the pins. If you're curious on how to do that, hit me up in the comments. Usually you just put it in some hot water or a blow dryer and pop them out with some pliers. The only thing that I didn't take from an action figure was this little necklace or amulet or whatever you want to call it. I found this little spider at a jewelry shop and got the little chain and just used some pliers and made my own little amulet there and threw it on Spider-Man. Now, I was thinking about doing like an Eye of Agamotto on the spider, but since how he already had the Eye of Agamotto here in his cape, I thought, well, that was kind of overkill. So I just kind of left it as it was. Another cool accessory that I have for this guy, because I have Doctor Strange, but I don't like the MCU Doctor Strange, so I ended up getting one and just held on to the shield, and then I ended up selling it on, oops, there it goes. I ended up selling it on a website called Mercari. And so you can just plug that in right there. And that kind of gives you an idea of what he looks like with that shield. I just kind of like that cool little looking over the collar effect there. And so yeah, this one by far was the easiest to do, because it didn't involve doing any paint. It didn't involve any sanding. I just had to, it was pretty much a plug and play. Just had to plug the different parts together and have fun playing. So, if you guys have any questions about any of these customs, or if you want one of these, I'm happy to sell them. I love customizing action figures, and I love it when I can help other people enjoy my work as well. So yeah, just leave a comment if you want the figure, and we can exchange contact information. So, again, these are my 3 custom Spider-Man figures. You got Doctor Strange Spider-Man, you got Psycho Spider-Man, which I gotta say it was the most fun working on, because I had to come up with the story and the concept. And then you have Android Spider-Man. So, again, if you have any ideas or any cool things that you've tried and you want to show me, I'd happy to take a look. And I will be back with more custom review action figure videos. Alright, thanks guys. Don't forget to like and subscribe.